Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. Welcome to your Timeless Chakra reading. I am your reader. Mercury conjunct Venus in Libra, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, they're my initials, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle production since 1998, 24 years in service at the time of this recording. I am the author of Words of Grace from a professional witch. There's a link to bring you to Kindle where you can preview the first bunch of it for free. Definitely cardinal air, creative air. The Libra in me put a lot of my heart and mind into that book, sharing a lot of the wisdom. There's chakras, there's all sorts of cool stuff in there. So if you want to preview it for free, you certainly can. But you know what? On Patreon, patreon.com, my gods and goddesses have access to the original, not the Kindle version. The artwork in the first one that I did myself PDF just to see if I could do it is just gorge. So they have access to that because I am on patreon.com/Drawing the Circle. Wonderful subscription service. You can create your own levels of subscription, name them, give them different benefits. All of my subscribers get access to me every morning, cup of coffee, bathrobe, hair doing what it's doing, talking about the day's astrological weather, usually moon sign dominant, whatever's going on, the spiritual implications, the magical applications. We always end with a little prayer, a little meditation, a little grounding, something to kick off the day, and digging it big time over there. So you want to support me in my mystical artwork. It's a brilliant platform for artists and creatives of many different kinds. Then come Patreon on Patreon, because I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. But you can call me Mal. Hey Libras, lovers of the Zodiac, 7th housers, very, very happy to be serving you in a chakra reading. Now, I did a series called Chakra Check back in 2020, like during the pandemic, because I felt like twin flames and soulmates was not the thing at the time. But there were a lot of cards, so it was cumbersome. I do chakra reads for clients all the time, and I use a lot. Like we go in. But this is just 11 cards. There's tarot involved. I'll explain all that as I go. But it is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and check your other signs, because your moon sign could be more tuned to the heart chakra. Just as an example, your solar plexus, maybe your sun sign, right? Your third eye, your rising, who knows? Only you can know that, so you can get different scenarios just to help you balance and heal and align, bringing the 8th chakra stuff all the way down into the root chakra, anchoring heaven on earth, anchoring the light, manifesting your highest destiny, whatever you want to call it, as well as healing, moving things from the physical world, the root chakra, up into the 8th, completing soul contracts, shadow work, all that. So light work and shadow work, there you go. So both feet on the floor, if you can. Focus on your breath, if you will, and I will do my best to help not just the Libra Collective, but the cross watchers to get what they need to get from this, what's truly helpful, so that they can heal and align. And there's spiritual alchemy involved in the readings. I've got the Caroline Myss archetype deck that we're going to get to at some point in the reading. And as you do that, you're not just shifting your own energy field away from lead and into gold on a percentage scale, from lead to gold, but you're doing that for everybody around you as well as everybody on Earth, including the planet, right? Shifting timelines from toxic to healthy, lead to gold, pain to peace. If we all just do a little bit every day, you can imagine how often we would be shifting timelines, right? So let's do this. I'm gonna do my best to get you the best and the blessed. Please take a nice deep breath. That almost rhymed. Still point. From explanation to divination. Do it through me. As I call upon, using the mythic tarot, I call upon my gods of air, sign of Libra, powers of the East. For the first 3 chakras, we're going to build this spread from the root chakra up to the 8th, but then we're going to read it from the 8th down to the root, and then get some other cards on the table to clarify What do you got, my gods, beloved 7th house gods of Libra? For the masculine energy, lower 3 chakra, relationships in the physical world, root chakra. Let's start there. Groups, tribes, circles of friends, genetic heritage, family, corporation you work for, any team or group you belong to. That's tribal dynamic root chakra, as well as, you know, physical body, bringing things into physical reality, materialization, manifestation, and being grounded. Yep. For their 2nd chakra, their relationship umbilically, navel to navel, relationships with other people individually, one-on-one relationships, as well as relationship to money, relationship to sex, relationship to creativity, right? The 2nd chakra, very, very powerful. What's going on there for the Libra and the cross watchers? And that's the thing, even if the cross watchers are that card or not, it doesn't matter. Work it. You're helping us all out. And solar plexus, relationship to the self in the world. Self-esteem as a verb. Because it's ongoing. It's an ongoing thing you do. It is an action you take. Make it conscious. That's a shift, right? Honor, integrity, honor codes, boundaries, who they are, who they want to be, their own gut intuition that usually nobody else is getting. That's why self-esteem and intuition are so very linked. What do you got for them? Solar plexus. Whoop! In this timeless read. Now we're going to get all of the chakra cards on the table. I guess I'm going to build this root to crown, but then we're going to read it root to 8th. We're going to read it 8 to root. You'll see. Maybe you've already seen one of these already. And this structure I learned from Anatomy of the Spirit by Carolyn Myss. First book I ever read by her, blew my mind out of the water. Totally life-changing. And a lot of it shows up in my book, Words of Grace, because, you know, I'm an eclectic witch. I'll work with chakras. Why not? Wheels on fire. Please take a nice deep breath. Kitty cats meowing in the background. My boys have been a little active today, and there's been stuff going on in the neighborhood, so if I have to make pauses, I will make pauses. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. And my beloved goddesses of air, sign of Libra, powers of the East, please, 4 daughters of the moon, tarot cards, heart, throat, third eye, crown, the feminine energy, the internal dynamic, the yin dynamic, the psychological world, world behind their eyes. Let's look at the heart chakra, emotional power for the Libra collective and cross watchers. For the throat chakra, willpower, choices, decisions. Do I spit? Do I swallow? Do I chew? For the third eye, ajna, the servant, seeing either truth or illusion at any given moment. Can't really see both, seeking only truth. What do you got for that? Particularly air dominant for an air sign. We think something would be relevant in the third eye. And for the crown chakra, spiritual power, the 1,000-petaled lotus. Think of a satellite dish with 1,000 different panels on it. Are all of them open? That's a lot. But one of them has to be open for the chi to just get in. So what's going on there in terms of their spiritual power in this timeless chakra read? Now this one we're going to turn over face up. It is the Caroline Myss archetype deck. Her book, Sacred Contracts, was really transformative. You could probably find 10,000 videos on Sacred Contracts with Caroline Myss. That's MYSS. She is a PhD. I love saying that. Dr. Myss, I adore her. Tough cookie back in the day. She's softened a lot. Blessed be. Whatever. We all have our journey. But this is the 8th chakra, archetype. The 8th house is archetypal power, the home of the archetypes. So the soul power that you are dealing with, a reason, a season, or a lifetime, maybe it's yours, maybe you're dealing with somebody else, doesn't matter. The challenge of shadow to light, lead to gold, symbolic alchemy, lead having 3 more atoms, and gold on the periodic table. That is the process of healing, right? Lead is toxic and an insulator, gold is healing and a conductor. Yeah. Let's see what hits the table. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. cat scritching in the background. Go. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine. The angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of the general assembly, the higher selves of all involved, fifth dimension and above, eighth chakra and above, as well as Lord Ganesh, the Indian headed Hindu god of success and prosperity and joy, and just wonderful, but mostly known in the West for the remover of obstacles to help remove those three atoms in between, so lead can move into gold. For the Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, what's their eighth chakra? Dominant archetype, changing the electromagnetic pulse of settings within all the chakras underneath it, attracting and repelling what they need in order to do this. The rescuer. Healing family archetype. I don't have the rescuer archetype, but you can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Have I had it for a reason? Yeah, but that means the archetype can come and go in a day. You did what you had to do or not. Repeats, right? A season could be 10 years. It could be a literal 3-month season, anywhere in between, I would think, or a lifetime from womb to tomb. So let me read you about the rescuer archetype. The shadow is the stuff you don't want to deal with, you don't want to look at. And if you are looking at it and you are dealing with it, you certainly don't want anybody else to know it except maybe a qualified professional. The shadow attribute assumes that the rescued will reciprocate. You know about assuming. You know what that does. Keeps the rescued one needy. Make no assumptions. Don Miguel Ruiz, white courtesy telephone. Thank you for your work. The light attribute is then the gold, right? The alchemical process, the healing process, the spiritual awakening process. The light attribute is not just shifting you to a timeline, it's shifting, like I said, the world as well. Light attribute provides strength and support to others in crisis, acts out of love with no expectation of reward. Now, look, animal rescuers, I must know 1 million of them personally, right? Everybody's like, we've got a black cat. I'm like, I've got 3. They're boys, they're princes. I'm good, right? Moving to get them a little bit a healthier environment, something with screened-in porch. You know what I'm saying? So that they can have their outdoor time without wandering off into the woods. So, you know, but I rescued all 3 of my boys, black cats. I rescued all of them. They came to me. They found me. So who rescued who, right? But it is something certainly that I know as a Libra, that if I see somebody who's in pain, you know, I can sometimes jump in as the rescuer, but my healing archetype, I'm more of a healer. I'm really more teach a man to fish than give a man a fish. But to help others rescue themselves, that's a very powerful thing. You could be dealing with this in another person or a situation. All right, how's that affecting the crown chakra? The Leo card, a court card, heart, throat, third eye, crown, really isn't about somebody on the outside. But if you have any planets in Leo, I am Mars conjunct Leo rising, right? That's why Mars, Leo, Lyons. My parents had no idea. So look at that. But if not, we could still go for the 5th house dynamic. This is the Mother of Flames, which is the Queen of Wands in traditional tarot, the Leo card. Chantico, a mother, she's got her baby there, she's making loaves of bread to put in an oven at a fixed temperature, fixed fire, Leo. So this could be creativity. This could absolutely be focused on perhaps the pleasurable, creative aspects of your spiritual life. For example, for artists, we get an inspiration there and we fixate on it, right? Bringing it down into the third eye, and then you chew on it, you put your heart into it, down the chakras it goes. Just like these videos I do all day long. And everything else, I'm trying to be more inspired rather than, you know, just trying to get it all done. Mercury's retrograde at the time. Like 10,000 planets are retrograde right now, it feels like. So that Leo energy, if you do not have those any planets in that placement, look at the house that you have it in, perhaps. we're definitely looking at a divine, a spiritual, creative vibe here, but one that might have what's called in the Vedic traditions a single-pointed focus, which can turn into obstinacy and stubbornness really easy. Leo, right? Okay, let's see what's going on in the third eye. Another court card. Okay, again, this is a dynamic inside of you. This is the Mother of Cups. That would be the King of Cups, Cancer, Cardinal, Water. Now, cardinal means creative. This can certainly be about the third eye, really in a way thinking emotionally. But with that fourth house dynamic of Cancer, Cardinal, Water, it is about the home. Now, maybe not the house, the living structure. You could be thinking about more of an emotional safe space in that way. Particularly as a rescuer, right? You could really be kind of tuning in this creative, emotional, intelligent way that with that focused creativity coming down from the crown, there's receptivity here, ruled by the moon, Cancer. But remember the difference between house and home. Like, home has different meanings. Like, yes, we are looking at houses in Saratoga, so you'll be closer to my mom. Boom, right? Working on it. Maybe this year, maybe next year. It takes a while, whatever. It's on my first move at 54 years old, 4P. I know, don't look at things. But it has to be home, right? It's not just a house, it's a home. Being at home in your skin, right? Feeling at home with people. And then there's home, like the higher dimensional home, unity, the mother of all, the nameless Tao. So that might be on your mind here as well. And I guess it could be said that, particularly because it is the third eye, if there is a Cancerian or a mother figure, because Cancers are the mothers of the zodiac, in some way, shape, or form, in an emotional sense of home, that could be affecting your third eye. And it is creative emotion, right? So how emotions and our thoughts interact. Yeah, an interesting read here in the throat chakra, willpower choices. You got Five of Pentacles. Now, don't freak. Five of Pentacles is the earthquake in this deck, but it's a change. But earth element on the inner comes from the wisdom. You have the choice right now to really shake things up. And, of course, that the previous three chakras, right? That Leo energy in the crown, Cancerian energy in the third eye. Like, you could see if they were switched a little bit, right? Well, you really do have sun energy and moon energy. I mean, Leo's ruled by the sun, Cancer by the moon. But if you flip that, that might make a little bit more sense. But there are some choices and decisions right now. Look, Five of Pentacles, to say it's always being left out in the cold. I mean, I get that for Rider-Waite. That's why I use other decks and different artwork. An earthquake doesn't last very long, but it changes everything, depending on Richter scale. They can be absolutely lethal, right, to entire communities, depending on how strong it is according to the Richter scale, and of course its duration. But usually they last like 10 seconds, 10, 15 seconds is a long-ass earthquake, from what I understand. I've never been in one myself. I seem to be stabilization pinion. Just that Virgo thing there. So keep an eye on that, right? It can also be that because of what you're going through, fives are numbers of change, the wisdom that you're gaining from what might be going on here in the physical world has changed your choices. What's going on in the heart? Excellent. Thank the gods. Six of Cups, compassion. This is balanced emotion in the heart. So that certainly changes this dynamic. Here we have a woman laying on the beach with five of her friends as healers laying hands on her as the waves wax and wane, wax and wane. Compassion is the key word. And this is balanced compassion. Compassion for yourself and compassion for others, because it's a difficult pendulum swing from selfless to selfish, because selfish is so demonized, but yet self-care, self-healing, giving yourself the love that only you can give yourself. It's like a specific frequency on a radio station, right? You gotta tune to that. That is yours, that only you can give yourself. And then, of course, you fill up your own cup, like on the inhale, right? On the ebb of the tide. And then you can flow it out there. And if that can really create a nurturing, perhaps mothering, maternal, creative, amniotic fluid, mental kind of vibe there, then that's a lovely thing, particularly for a rescuer, a healer archetype, a healing family archetype. Now, I will say, oftentimes the rescuer needs rescuing and will not rescue themselves, but that's why I watched Evermore, Drew Barrymore, right? Evermore. An Edgar Allan Poe reference with Drew Barrymore that doesn't really go well in my third eye. No, Ever After, when she's Cinderella, she rescues her own damn self. Spoiler, come on, it was the 90s. Let's move on. If it's still a spoiler at this point. Okay. I hate to tell you how Princess Bride ends. Then let's take a look at the solar plexus. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, shit. All right, there is something destined on the table here in terms of your personal power. Don't worry about fucking it up. The fates have woven what they are going to weave, but we have the opportunity to play the game as woven, I guess you could say, as the wheel spins. A divine timing issue involved as well here. Either in the letter the gold, suffer the fate, or manifest the destiny. In terms of your own personal growth and evolution in the world, do know that there is a plan in play, but you may not know what it is, but your ability to alchemize this, it's right on time. No one else can alchemize an archetype for you. It can be delayed but not prevented. This week, next month, next year, next lifetime, 10 lifetimes from now, you're going to do it eventually. How many times do you want to have to keep coming back? This is like saying the fates have got you. This is about your personal power, your boundaries, your integrity, dealing with a rescuer or being a rescuer. And this doesn't feel like rescue. This feels like heart-centered compassion, which feels lovely. And balanced, right? This Libra, the scales, balance. Second chakra, Ace of Cups. Spaghettios. I think when we have Aphrodite, sweet and flighty, hovering over the ocean without her nightie, with a gigantic cocktail, Ace of Cups, this enters a different strata. That is certainly an offering of love from one person to another. Now, is that compassionate? One would think. Could that be friendly? Yes. Could that be to a total stranger? The key of this is, are you assuming that the rescued will reciprocate? Because that's not a rescue, that's a trap. Okay? That's like certain love spells like that. Love spell. That's psychic flypaper. The light attribute, right? Acts out of love with no expectation of reward. Giving or taking, right? You receiving it or you giving it. The Ace of Cups is on the table. What's in the root? Ain't nobody talking about it. The Scorpio card, although this could actually be a Scorpio. Somebody in the physical world, could also be an organization, groups, tribes, right? A societal condition, if we don't talk about that. Well, but there's way more to Scorpio than that fixed water. Helen of Troy didn't talk much, but apparently her face had something to do with launching ships. She was so pretty. I mean, kind of started the Trojan War, but it really wasn't her fault. Started at the wedding of Harmonia and Cadmus. Look it up. But she played her role, but she did not say much. Gorgeous, though. That Scorpio vibe is that deep emotion, right? Fixed water, fertile, often as a result, right? Like pond water. Not ponds are fine. The cold cream right here is lovely. But there is deep emotion here and intuition. And whether this is a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, whoever, whatever, is a moot point. I don't feel like there's a lot of communication about what is being felt here, and yet there is an Ace of Cups hovering between two people. This could be silent treatment. This could be emotional healing taking place not just on an individual level, but perhaps on a group level, a family level, a friend level. There could be some secrets involved, but let us not forget, Scorpio is ruled by the planet Pluto. Hades, the god of death and transformation. He's a sweetheart, really. He doesn't kill people. He helps them move on to their next thing. Yeah, lovely. Wealthiest of the gods, too, by the way. All them gems underground. I'm sure he invested in oil Probably not so much solar. So, you know, we can't deny the transformative properties of the Scorpio there. If that is an actual person, or perhaps a tribal dynamic. Transforming. So, we got our chakras on the table. Let's go in. Go in, sis. Pop off. The Chakra Reading Cards by Rachel Sharman, although it could be Rachelle, R-A-C-H-E-L-L-E. How would you pronounce it? Comment below. Charman, C-H-A-R-M-A-N, Rockpool Publishing. Gonna ask the higher selves of all involved. I would think some other people involved in this, their higher selves have say. I'm keeping an eye on a kitty. Little Cancerian kitty. My Sebastian. Making sure he don't get up to no good. I'll pause this video. I will turn this car around. Ask the higher selves which one to focus on if there's some leverage here. Because honestly, the leverage in the internal is definitely, I'm focusing right in on that Six of Cups. Come into that lovely, compassionate heart there. But honestly, your leverage in the physical is solar plexus. Just kind of go with it. It's like, all right, hero's journey, the fates have woven. Let's see what I can do. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. So I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, for the Scorpio collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading. Please, beloved ones, from the higher self point of view that experiences all incarnations simultaneously, what's the chakra? The oracle message from the chakra reading cards, as well as the affirmation in there, to help the Libras and the cross watchers. The cross watchers in this timeless chakra read. Listening. Very Libra. Very Libra. Very Libra. Listening. I'm going to say that's third chakra just because of the turquoisey kind of color there. Card number 24. Listening. 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 Throat chakra. So what's in your throat chakra? Earthquake. Let's see how this elucidates, shall we? Card number 24, listening, throat chakra. You have drawn this card today to let you know it's time to take note and listen. Messages and guidance come in many forms. Oh, there he is. Hold on one second. I got him. I got him this time. I got him this time. This is my Sabby. He's just wanting attention today, and that's okay. Good boy. Go lay down, lay down. He's such a sweetheart, my little kid. My crabby Sabby, my Cancerian. All right, so once again, let's take it from the top. Card number 24, listening, throat chakra. Did you hear me listen? That's fucking mama airs is what I got. You have drawn this card today to let you know it's time to take note and listen. Messages and guidance come in many forms, and you are being asked to stop for a moment and listen to the wisdom that is coming your way. Now, again, in that third eye, you do have that Cancerian card there, so this could probably very much be about emotional and creative intuition coming in here. You may have asked for a sign or some guidance recently. The answer will be revealed if you listen carefully. The most profound guidance comes from within, and it's time to start listening and trusting your own soul, which could totally be another interpretation of the Cancerian card, creative water. Definitely an empathic emotional field, right? And where is it directing you to? The heart chakra, which is the Six of Cups, compassion there. So to really make sure this is heart-centered, this guidance. The answer will be revealed if you listen carefully. The most profound guidance comes from within, and it's time to start listening and trusting your own soul. Take some time to meditate and explore the silence in order to hear the powerful words of divine guidance coming from within you. And come on, that's the heart of meditation, but you got to admit, more east than west. West, we're like solar mind control and visualization and manifest this, manifest that. This is more the eastern, but Not that there haven't been thousands of Western teachers who learned it and translate it in ways that the Western world can more better grok. Eckhart Tolle just comes to mind, one of many. I mean, so many geniuses. Alan Watts, I mean, on and on and on. The answer will be revealed if you listen carefully. In order to the powerful words of divine guidance coming from within you, your angels and guides are also sharing their thoughts with you at this time. Answers may also come via songs, happens to me all the time, other people's conversations, or some other source sharing this wisdom with you. Listen carefully to what is being presented to you at this time. This card can also suggest that you are not listening deep enough at present. It could be that someone is sharing how they feel or their perception of a situation, and you have not been listening with an open heart. Now, maybe you're the one experiencing that, not necessarily, just saying. Again, with a rescuer, that can be really challenging. People will always have different perceptions and experiences, and it's important to allow both sides of the story to be heard and expressed. When we can understand this and not take people's expressions personally, Don Miguel Ruiz, 4 Agreements, we can be open to a world of unconditional love and communicate more from a place of love and understanding. Listen deeper in the silence, and your answers will be revealed in divine timing. And the affirmation that comes along, I listen contently. I listen contently and hear the words of wisdom loud and clear. And, a lot comes when we are still. Matt Kahn has another mantra in his book, The Universe Always Has a Plan, 10 Golden Rules of Letting Go. Everything changes, but I can see how everything changes me for the better whenever I'm still. That's what it is. All right, so we got a throat chakra dominant thing here for a Libra. That is not shocking, but maybe you are listening to things that are rocking your world on the inside and shaking up your choices of how you want to deal with this. It's a very possible interpretation there. 2 more cards. Lord Ganesh, to help remove those obstacles, particularly the symbolic 3 atoms in lead that would yield it then becoming gold. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Talk about compassion. As I call upon the beloved Lord Ganesha, elephant-headed Hindu god of, yes, compassion and joy and success and prosperity and wealth, but mostly known here in the West as a remover of obstacles. Please, 1 card in clarity, your guidance, your grace, your love, your wisdom, your power, your oracle message to help remove the obstacles, helping with the alchemy from lead to gold for the Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, for all of our well-being, for all of our healing journey. What is your message to them in this timeless chakra read? Divine support. Divine support. And you know what it's got right on it? Om, because there's no place like it. And they actually mention how it looks like Ganesh in this, in the bookie book. So I'm going to read you that. So you've got the divine support. See, that's why I feel like there's a creative spiritual solution to whatever is going on here. Like, what are you listening to? Right? You have the divine support here to get your heart open and actually offer or receive an Ace of Cups here in a healthy way. It's not that the Scorpio card concerns me. It just, because it's root chakra, yeah, it certainly could be one person, but it could also be a dynamic that you're dealing with that, every sign has its toxic and its healthy traits, but particularly repressed emotion, hidden emotion, that is not expressed can be problematic, particularly with the Cancer card in the 3rd eye. Like, you might be really tuning into that psychically, intuitively. So what are you listening to? And here's another kitty cat, more feline intervention today. Hello, Melchior, the Taurus, the 3rd prince. Hey, bugger, you lay down. Mom will be done soon. Lay down, lay down. Yes, of course they call me Mama, because cats don't have the jaw structure for the letter P for Papa, so it comes out, rah, rah. Sometimes they come up and they go, meow. witch cats. Follow me on Instagram. I'm always posting pictures about them. Let's talk about divine support. It's going to be a long reading. Sorry, not sorry. My sacred art. Let's just have at it. Divine support from Lord Ganesh. Card number 48, Divine Support. Om, A-U-M, is a powerful tool for bringing focus and awareness to the deeper meaning of life. Ganesha is strongly connected to the mystical syllable Om, sometimes written O-M, Om. The sacred Om is the most important universal symbol of the divine presence in Hinduism. It is held to be the cosmic sound which was generated when the world first came into existence, because it goes from the largest mouth opening to no mouth opening. 10 billion videos on YouTube. You can hear that over and over and over again. The written form of this divine symbol, when reversed, gives the flawless outline of Ganesha. I get it. I'm looking at it. Go look. The use of the Om sound is one way to help you connect to the divine support available to you now. Ganesha is ready to share his wisdom, knowledge, and guidance that is innate within his being. You now have the opportunity to cultivate a closer relationship with Ganesha or with any ascended master or divine being that resonates with you. But this is his bailiwick, I'm going to say. This is his oracle. Drawing on divine support facilitates a greater connection to your divine voice, throat chakra, with listening, and the earthquake, which can be a source of inspiration and great wisdom in times of uncertainty or challenge. Ganesha's desire is to assist you on your life path. Know that he is guiding you away from fear, distress, and anguish towards the light and love at the center of your being. It's the alchemy. The same light and love which resonates through the vast universe, which is contained within the universal sound Om. Consider chanting this tone or listening to a recording of Om to bring about the energetic shift that is needed at this time. It feels like your leverage is definitely in second level of power. Third eye crown here. And it is. It's that Scorpio card in the crown. It just feels like there's something hidden there, or there is a very intense emotional situation there that is very fixed, which can also be very fertile. So calling on divine support sounds like a way through, but we still got one more card here. Last card down, the Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn. To get you a little something to focus on here. Now, you already kind of got an affirmation, right, with listening. You got the Om, because there's no place like it. So a mantra to add to that for a cardinal, meaning creative air sign, that is Libra, it's the only one. This might be helpful. And by the way, you got Aphrodite, Venus, your ruler, your planetary ruler. Let's say things we don't necessarily mean. Please take a nice deep breath. Here we go, Ascended Masters, last card down. I got it. I call upon the Ascended Masters of Healing, because we've got a healing family archetype on the table here for the Libra Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading. What is the perfect healing mantra? Knock it out of the park. Blow their minds with the perfect healing mantra to help them alchemize the rescuer in the 8th with Leo in the crown chakra and Cancer in the Cancerian moon sign in the 3rd eye, however what you say. 5 of Pentacles, the earthquake in the throat chakra with an emphasis on listening, listening. Oh, and that could be that a connection to how to kind of go about the world. Soft of eye and light of touch, speak ye little, listen much. But with that compassionate heart, which I'm just loving there, that just lights up this whole reading. I don't think that would really be leveraged there for them, that balance of the heart with the Wheel of Fortune, the fates weaving as they will, their destiny, their script, the timelines charted for them about their personal power, their relationship to themselves with that Ace of Cups. Given, received, certainly a beginning of a new emotional something or other, with the Queen of Cups. Still, I can feel it. Feels a little something mysterious there. So what's the perfect healing mantra to help them bring this all into alignment, to incarnate the best into physical form and to heal the rest up into spirit in this timeless read? Inviting ecstasy. I was doing this mantra today. I am worthy of all the pleasure my heart desires. Yes. So we've got a rescuer inviting ecstasy, listening to divine support. I think that's going to be the title. We'll see. All right, let's read it, last bookie book read, and then we'll do the blessimation. You know, we're going to bless it, summarize it, and then we'll chat a little bit at the end if you want to hang for it. As a lot of people do, I make them laugh, and that's enough for me, I think. Inviting ecstasy. I am worthy of all the pleasure my heart's desire. And to stick a pin in this for a second, I was doing that earlier today, and I actually started weeping. Tears of joy, tears of ecstasy, just to allow it really cracked my heart open. I redid my makeup, it's okay. When ecstasy is invited, you feel aligned and ready to receive all the miraculous and joyful gifts of experience the universe is ready to provide you. Ecstasy acts as a cosmic green light that grants your destiny your destiny permission to enter. In many instances, pain can be healed and released once a healthy relationship with pleasure is established. So you're not running into pleasure to avoid pain. Right? You're saying, no, it's a balance, right? I'm going to balance this in my life. And that Ace of Cups with the compassion, you know, that just feels lovely. This is the one that concerns me. This mantra is ideal for increasing self-worth, elevating levels of excitement, and allowing bigger dreams, which, again, with particularly the Leo and the Cancer in the crown and the third eye, respectively, there is something not just mental, spiritual, emotional going on. You could say very psychological in that sense, but then the choices with the earthquake is what makes this a little shaky, but that's why I think listening is really important, and I guess not just listening to everybody else. It feels like really bring your focus, because you really have to look at, are you the rescuer or are you the rescued? One thing to look at. Second thing to look at is, where do you feel you are honestly on this lead to gold scale about reciprocation or doing it with no expectation of reward. Inviting ecstasy with divine support. Oh, come now. It's lovely. All right. So, a blessimation. We'll chat a little bit and we're done. Get the crystal hardware because you got it, Mark. Now, please take a nice deep breath. With my heart pentacle on for the Libras. Still point. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Suns, and Cross Watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, may we be blessed with all that we need so that we can provide strength and support to others in crisis and act out of love with no expectation of reward, and to find that creativity and good fortune spiritually within us with a fixed fire, with a fixed desire to maybe get a little single-pointed focused on that, but hopefully not so obstinate. While we have these creative, emotional thoughts come into us, perhaps more intuitive in the feminine sense, more spatial, more vibratory rather than completely data-based, with choices that are being shook up here. Our ability, not so maybe so much to communicate, but that could be changing too as a result of this, or a choice that we had already made gets jumbled up, but it's okay. Six of Pentacles is next. It's on its way. And to pay attention, listening, not just to what's being said out here, but also what's being said this way, because compassion is the key here. It does feel like that's the leverage, that the more you can stay in a compassionate heart with yourself, rescue yourself, take care of yourself to the best of your ability, and do what you do releasing all need or desire for reciprocation, because the wheels are turning. Something's moving forward here, and it involves your personal power, your self-esteem, your gut intuition, your boundaries, your honor code. So of course that Ace of Cups needs to be handled carefully in the situation with compassion, that there be clarity, that you're really hearing what's really being said in the conversation, because you could be shook. Really don't read between the lines, kind of feel the vibe of it all, because there does feel like there's something hidden here, can't help it. And it's not just Scorpios do that, everybody does that, but there is a deeper feeling going on here that is perhaps not being expressed. And if this is the Libra from the outside looking in, you're not really telling anybody about this, and yet feeling it very deeply. But it's compassion. It is emotionally balanced. Give yourself the time and compassion that you need here to invite in ecstasy, because you are worthy. They are worthy. We are worthy of all the pleasure our hearts desire, and the opportunity in a healthy relationship with pleasure is just great, big, huge. And of course, we do that with the divine support of the Om, right? Not just Lord Ganesha, all of the pantheons all at once, all of the higher vibe, the universal this and that and the other, to really anchor and find that balance, that peace, that stillness, that still point, where we can listen to a voice higher than our own, yet somehow our own. Higher self, divine self, Christ self, Buddha self, transpersonal, call it what you want, because it's on the table here for the Libras to deal with the rescuer or be a rescuer in a way and in a time when the world needs that kind of healing for the well-being of all, and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. So let it be done. Reason, season, or a lifetime, deal with it. It looks really good, and you got the support there. Did you like it? Hit the thumbs up. I'm not monetized on YouTube anymore, so the thumbs up just helps other people find my work and get the info that might be helpful to them. You want more of me here on YouTube? Subscribe. I'm not stopping. I'm going to be moving. I don't know exactly when, but I'm going to try and put out content every single day as if possible. But if you want the deeper dive, you definitely want to see me every day, come Patreon on Patreon. Patreon.com/join the circle. Best creative move I ever made, best career move I've ever made. Loving it big times. Humans, heroes, angels, witches, immortals, gods, goddesses. Eventually adding mystic, but this is a timeless read. There could be like 5 more levels. And feline intervention, we got the 3rd one. We've got Balthazar, the Leo. We have had the triumvirate. The triumvirate of felines, my witch cats, my boys. I love my work, and you want to see them on the couch with me, come Patreon on Patreon. And if you want to book me for a private reading, there's a link in the description box. Booking a reading with Mel, easy enough to watch, kind of fun to watch, I think, and explains it all for you, just like Clarissa. Have a really good one. Comment, what is this about? I would love to know, and glad to help if I can. And my expectation of return is that I get paid for my work. I love you. Wishing you all the very best and the very blessed, my beloved Libras. Now, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.